So I'll show you just a quick little clip here. I'm working on this horse with the Equimassager from 100X Equine. And what's really cool about it, you start it up and let it go, and almost as you press it, it gets a little bit more intense for the horses. I have what's called like a rain shower head on this one where it works those muscles, but like you can see, like right in there, you can see a muscle twitch on this horse. So I'm just going to stay and kind of work on that little area. That was actually a muscle spasm with some soreness. And then she had another one back in here by the girth, so like you can see, like right in there. See how she had that muscle spasm right in there, which means there's some sore muscles. This is working that arm here. So what's great about it, you just rub this over your horse, and when you find a sore spot that has a muscle twitch, then I just stay on that spot and just rub around just a little bit right in there. See, that's a lot better. Work through those muscles. So I'm going to show you as I go to this side on her. I haven't worked this side yet. So I'm working these big muscles right here, and these muscles actually go from the neck and then under the shoulder. So pretty much as the cutting horses crouch in front of a cow and make a lot of turns on a cow, they really work those muscles right through here. It goes underneath that front leg. So you can see, like right there, there's a little bit of tightness in her body, right in that lower neck where the shoulder comes and ties in. So I'm just going to stay right in there and work this a little bit longer. So anytime you see a little bit of tightness in your horse's muscle, then we want to stay there and work that. And you'll right up here through these muscles. And this Equimassager here is like super easy to work. It's got like a really nice little grip handle on it to where you just hold it, start it, and then just work over your horse's muscles here. Bring this up over the withers and the shoulder here. So you can see a little twitching in the withers there. So we got some sore muscles there. So we'll work that area a little bit. It's really neat. You don't have to work an area a real long time, but if I get an area where they tighten up, or an area where I see a twitch, which is actually a muscle spasm, then I'm going to stay there a little bit longer and work on that area to help relax it and loosen those muscles up. So we'll come down in here, down into her lower arm here. See right there, you could see some twitching that kind of went back towards her girth, and that's the back side of that muscle I just worked on. Right there, see that muscle spasm going on? We're going to stay in that area, work that a little longer. Like I said, that's some of the back side of that muscle that comes underneath her shoulder, and it comes out right in here. And so anytime you do a lot of trotting, loping, when they're crouching with the cow, it's very common for this to get sore. There's like a human athlete, their muscles get sore, and so this is just part of our normal maintenance here. This is a really neat tool to do it with, and it's actually really easy. I've done equine massage therapy for a living, so I've done it manually just by hand. And I also have one of the red lights, the photonic torch, that I've worked the horses with. But I'm going to tell you, this tool for just working on a horse is super easy. The handle's really nice to hold. And then as you work the horse over here, it's just easy to see. It's got a lot of good feel through it. It's easy to tell if your horse is twitching that muscle and getting tight. You can see it, and you can actually feel it through the tool, which is really neat. So then you can stay there and help your horse and work through that sore spot. So this is a really neat tool, and as I was reading through it and looking, it's got 8 different heads for different uses. So I'll show you. I don't know if you can see this one. It's kind of moving around, but we call this one the rain shower head right here. And just kind of goes in here nice and deep and smooth in those muscles and work through those muscle groups. I don't push hard at all. I'm actually just letting the rhythm of this tool here work on my horse. So we'll take this along her back. And I don't want to use this at all over any of the bones or anything. We're just going to take it along her back. So I'll go along her back muscle right here, which is where the bars of your saddle sit. So that might tell you a little bit too about your saddle fit. If your horse is super sore in the bars right in here, You may have trouble with your saddle fit or your saddle pad, but you can see right here, this horse, she didn't have any trouble at all. She felt really good there. Okay, this I'm going to work up on the top of the hips up here. Now for cutting horses, this is going to be very common for this to be sore, because this is where the beginning of the stops and the backs and the pushing and everything begins, right up here in their loins. So you can see right there, she had a little bit of tightness going on. It's actually coming all the way down into her hip here. You can see a little bit of muscle twitching, and then right there I actually got some licking and chewing from her. So that's your horse saying, oh, that feels good. I had a release there. That's something else I look for when I'm working on these horses. I watch for their response to what I'm doing, and that's a positive response, just like it is with training. That's them saying, I understand. And when you're working on them and doing therapy, that's the horse saying, that feels good. I had a release there. It's a natural response from the body. Okay, so I'm gonna come back up here. Like I said, I like working with the grain of the hair. I don't like working against the grain of the hair, so I'm actually working this horse top to bottom here. So we'll start at the top of that hip, work our way down. This will help your cutting horses through their hamstrings, or your reiners, or even your versatility horses that do a really nice extended trot, or any horse that does a big slide stop, uses their hindquarters to stop. These muscles definitely could get a little tight and a little bit sore just from the stretch and the power that they have to use. Pretty neat tool here. I'm sure enjoying it. Make sure you go to 100xequine.com and pick one out and get something for your horse. This would be a really great Christmas present for that horse lover in your life that you think, okay, their horse may be a little sore, need a little pampering, need a little muscle maintenance, which is something that gets really overlooked. Make sure you go and get yourself one of these. It's a really neat tool. I know I'm going to be using it a lot.